from this book, Ved Vivechan, and from Rig Ved. वैदिक ऋषियों ने अग्नि को उत्पन्न करने के लिए 2 लकड़ियों से बने एक यंत्र का आविष्कार किया था। उसका नाम अग्नि था। इन 2 लकड़ियों की रगड़ से अग्नि पैदा होती थी। इसीलिए निम्नलिखित वेद मंत्र में अग्नि को द्विजन्मा बताया है, अर्थात 2 माताओं से पैदा हुई। जब अग्नि उत्पन्न हो जाती तो उसे जलती रखने के लिए 3 वस्तुओं का प्रयोग करते, जो अग्नि का भोजन कहलाता। इस प्रक्रिया को इन शब्दों में वेद मंत्र द्वारा प्रकट किया है। अग्नि त्रिवृद मृज्यते है, अर्थात अग्नि 3 प्रकार के अन्न से पुष्ट होती है। संभवतः वे 3 पदार्थ ये थे: घी, काष्ठ, तेल युक्त पदार्थ, बादाम आदि। अभी द्विजन्मः त्रिविधं मृज्यते है, 2 माताओं से उत्पन्न हुई अग्नि 3 प्रकार के अन्न से पुष्ट होती है। So with 2 लकड़ियां, we just start the agni and then just keep that agni going. We need these things. दावा नालोर बढ़वा, थी गगन की आग, पृथ्वी पर वह थी नहीं, जीवन हेतु आग। जरूरत माता खोज की, बात सत्य पहचान, ऋषियों ने निज बुद्धि से दे दी ना प्रमाण। 2 काष्ठों की रगड़ से उपजाई उन आग, एक यंत्र बनाया अग्नि, जग को दीनी आग। अग्नि के आविष्कार से भया था युग नवीन, प्रकट भई थी अग्नि तब, लीनी जनता चीन। अग्नि का आविष्कार लो जान, उस युग की थी खोज महान, चिंगारी तब प्रकट हो पाई, गंगा जैसे उतर के आई। Any question? No.
You just said Agni. He mentioned Agni with water, with Ganga together. Like Agni ऐसे उतर के आई जैसे गंगा आई, जैसे पानी आता है.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's what Guruji said. चिंगारी तक प्रकट हो पाई, गंगा जैसे उतर के आई। गंगा भी तो ऊपर से आई ना, right? So these are.
One time you were saying कि पानी में आग, पानी में भी एक आग है, and that was a few weeks ago I think when you
exactly.
were. तो वो मेरे को समझ पूरा नहीं आया, but I was thinking I would ask you, what did it mean that there was a fire in water?
Fire in
water. Some, that's where you get electricity anyway.
Yeah, that's where you get electricity.
Yeah,
that's right. जब उसको ऊपर से गिराते हैं, तो electricity produce होती है ना.
Yeah.
भाखड़ा डैम तो हमने देखा ही है.
Yeah.
Right? That's the energy in general.
Yes, as I'm asking, I just got the answer.
Yeah. See, you get the answers by yourself. When you reflect on these truths, answers are there. We got to just dig a little deeper into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So let's do the Gayatri Mantra before our Astavakra study. Om Bhuva Swaha Tatsavitra Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. So we are on chapter number 15. And in this chapter, Rishi Astavakra is giving us a very practical advice how to attain that Brahmahood. See, practice we must do. The Rishis can only guide us. And that's what he is doing, guiding us. So we are on verse number 2. He says, Mokshaha Vishye Verasye Bandha Vaishika Rasa Etavat Eva Vijnanam Yatha Ichhasi Tatha Kuru. Moksha, liberation. Vishye Verasyam, distaste for sense objects. Vishye is the sense objects. Verasya, like a virag. Bandha, bondage. Vaishyakaha. Vaishika is, it's like a sensuality or the taste for the Vishya. So Vaishyaka, rasa, passion. So Vishya Vairasya, opposite of that is Vaishyaka rasa. Etavat, such as, ev means indeed, Vijnanam, knowledge, yatha as, ichhasi, you wish, tatha kuru. Tatha means so, kuru means do. So this great Rishi is saying, distaste for sense object is liberation. Passion for sense objects is bondage. Such a clear message. Then he says, such indeed is knowledge. See, we want the knowledge. He says, this is the knowledge. After telling us this knowledge, what is he saying? He says, now you do as you please. Freedom is there. You remember in Bhagavad Gita, what did Lord Krishna say after the 18 chapters, dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna, towards the end? He said exactly the same thing. It was chapter 18, verse number 63, almost towards the tail end. He said, Iti te jnanam akhyatam guh kad guhtaram maya vimrishyet asheshan yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Exactly same words. Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. So in Lord Krishna's words, this wisdom, more secret than the secrets, been declared to you by me, having reflected over it fully, you act as you choose. So that's why Guru gives the wisdom unconditionally. Guru doesn't say, I'm going to teach you, you better do this. Guru says, my job is to give the knowledge, and it's up to you whether you want to follow it or not. I'm not going to call you to find out. It's up to you, full freedom. See, Lord Krishna did it. Your Rishi Vashish did it. Over here we see Rishi Astavakra is doing the same thing. Full freedom. So in a very direct style, Rishi Astavakra is defining what constitutes bondage and what constitutes liberation. Exact nature of the liberation. See, this arrogant ego of ours, it just keeps on seeking for its satisfaction and hunger for the sense gratification. It's the ego which seeks for that. It's not the Atma which is seeking for it, it's the ego which is seeking for it. And that's where the dissipations arise. And the ego ends when the awakening happens. This is the experience of the universal essence. So this distaste for sense objects is a sign of liberation. I'm sure some of you have studied Hito Upadesh. Hito Upadesh. That's another very commonly known verses given by the saintly people for householders, for little children also. One of the verses is like where the sources of the ego is given very clearly over there. 4 sources of ego in this Hitopadesh verse. Yovanam dhan sampati. प्रभुत्वम अविवेकता. What is yauvan? Youthfulness, in a way that, yeah, youthful. What is youthful? A healthy body, good working body. Yauvanam. We don't consider anybody else equivalent to us. You remember when we were younger, how many times we looked at ourselves in the mirror? That's a yauvanam, being arrogant. Dhan sampatti, that is a prosperity of wealth. When we started earning money, that's another arrow towards the ego. Prabhutvam. Prabhutvam means power of authority. When we got the job, when we became the managers, when we became this, when we became that. Prabhutvam. We thought we are the master. The whole world is beneath us. And then avivektaha, a lack of right judgment. Second line says, ekai ekam apne arthaye kimu yatra chashutyam. So that means each one is enough. See, one of these four is enough for a disaster. What to say where all four are present? Okay, so you can see that if we keep this in mind, and then we keep what Astavakra ji is saying to us, we'll be able to control our ego. So yauvanam dhan sampati prabhutam avivekta. So when we study something like this, what are we trying to do? We are trying to have the right kind of a knowledge. Vivek. Vivek is needed. Yes. Yes, Urmi.
Which verse are you on? I think I'm not with you.
We started with the 2. Second verse, but this what I just read, this is just in conjunction with that.
Okay.
That is not in your book.
Chapter 15.
Chapter 15, verse number 2.
That's where
That's
I
where
was,
we
but
started.
I thought,
yeah, no. Sorry to mislead you, but I would like to give you something more to think about.
Yes.
That's what it is. Because here we are working on our ego, just for saying that, yeah, I have conquered my ego, or I am going to conquer my ego. We got to see what are the attackers to the ego too. Sometimes our accomplishments, our achievements, even though those achievements we started out to move towards the divinity, they become a hurdle on the path also. So that's why it's very important to keep an eye on these. Okay. So force and compulsion by the Guru, no matter how great the Guru is, just like we talked about Lord Krishna, force and compulsion can do nothing in this great path of self-discovery. So that's why the Gurus, they do not use the force and the compulsion. So all the masters, they just, after giving the advice, they leave the student alone to plan out his or her life according to his own inner impulses, because we all have vasanas. So all the students, all of us, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So according to our own vasanas, the color of our vasanas, we will really walk on this path. So that's why Guru just leaves us alone. Guru says, yeah, I have given you this advice. Now you do as you wish. Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Because direction of the mind determines whether the individual is living in bondage or aspiring for liberation. Mind. That's why it said, Maneva Manushanam Karnam Bandh moksha. Second line of this particular verse is bandhaye vishya saktam mukte nirvishyam samritam. That means the sensuous mind causes bondage, peaceful mind leads us to liberation. Exactly what Rishi Astavakra said. Now in the next verse, verse number 3, Vagmi pragya maha udyogam janam muk jad alsam karoti tatva bodha ayam atatyakta bubhukshubhi. Vagmi means eloquent, pragya, wise, maha udyogam, active, janam, a person, mook jad alsam, mute. See, mook means mute, jad means inert, alsam means passive, alasi, alsam. Karoti makes, tattva bodha, knowledge of the truth, tattva bodha. I am this, ataha so, tyaktaha, shunned, abandoned, tyaktaha, bubhukshibhi, by those who want to enjoy. So this great Rishi is saying this knowledge of the truth makes an eloquent, wise and active person mute, inert and passive. Therefore, it is shunned by those who wish to enjoy the world. Right? For the material success in the world, it's very competitive world. So that's why you need to be eloquent. You need to become wise in the worldly ways. Don't they say street wise? And you got to become very, very active also. But on the other hand, the meditative person who withdraws from this material world definitely is living with the joy of the inner world, naturally will become, from the worldly point of view, passive, inert, sitting and meditating. People who are going out, they'll say that, what are you doing? You don't talk much. You don't know what to say when we are talking about the worldly things. It could be the games, it could be the movies, it could be the vacation spots, it could be anything. What is happening in the world? It's not that a meditative person is joyless, but he is not seeking for the joy in the outer world. So these words should not give us a misconception that spirituality is an undynamic way of living. It's not. When Buddha sat and meditated, there was a lot of dynamism, internal dynamism. But outside, people didn't know this person. They must have laughed at it. He's sitting over there doing nothing, where we are going to the fields and working hard all day long. Now, after 2,500 years, we remember Buddha, but we don't remember those farmers whose life was really dynamic, who made a difference, who left the trail which we can walk onto. So in the real sense, this is the dynamism. So, but if a worldly profit is in our mind, we do become very impatient. We become very active in the worldly sense. So this is what he is telling us. Now, another direction he's giving us in number 4, na tvam deha, na tadeha, bhogta karta, na va bhavan, chid rupaha asi sada sakshi, nirupeksha sukham achar. Na tvam, na means not, Tvam means you. Deha is the body. Na te deha. Te means your. Deha again means body. Bhogta enjoyer. Karta doer. Na means not. Va means or. Bhavan means your. Chid rupaha. Consciousness itself. Asi means are. Sada means ever. Sakshi witness. Nirpeksha indifferent. Sukham happy. Char means go about. You are not the body, nor is the body yours. You are neither the doer nor the enjoyer. You are consciousness itself. And what is this consciousness? This is that Atma, the soul, the eternal, indifferent witness. Then after that, he gives us a very clear direction to us. You go about happily. Normally, we feel happy only when we have a good body, or when we are doing something, or when we are enjoying something in this sensuality. Over here, he says, you are none of that. You are not a body and you don't have a body. Can you still be happy? He's telling us to be happy. You go about happily. So, to those of his students who have the taste to walk this spiritual path, this Rishi Astavakra is continuing his discourse, continuing giving us the direction. Because in the false understanding, we thought we are the body. And that's why we ran after the sense objects for our satisfaction and happiness. So that's why this great teacher is advising us that we are not the body. And this body is not ours either. So that's why we must avoid both our sense of I-ness and our sense of mine-ness. I-ness means I am this. Mine-ness means this is mine. How many times we use this term, my house? Not just the house, my children. The mine-ness, because we are used to talking like that. But in our mind, we should always remember nothing is ours. That's how this detachment will start. I'm not saying that we should change our vocabulary, but at least change our thinking. Okay? So, and we are not the doer either. Then who is the doer? The Prakriti is the doer. And we are not the Prakriti. Because all the activities are done by the body. And we are not the enjoyer either. Who enjoys it? The body is, the senses are enjoying it. And then ego is enjoying. And we are not the ego. So kartapan, bhoktapan, ahamta and mamta, we got to all dissolve on this path of spirituality. So the doership and enjoyership together constitute the ego sense in us. Okay, so that's why the verse I just told you, that is directly related to these verses. But that verse was taught in the elementary school. I remember that verse was in the 6th grade of my Sanskrit book. So in the elementary school that was taught. Right now when we are studying this great scripture, at this age, the same message. So he is negating the gross and the subtle bodies, and he is pointing out to us what the true spiritual nature of a man is. When he says you are the pure consciousness, he's not just only telling us you are not this, you are not this. He's also telling us what you are. See, this is what this Chid Roop is. Your Roop is Chit. See, just like we call, what is God called? Sat Chit Anand. We are the Chit. Not the Chit which is, I'll tell you the difference between these Chit and the Chit also. Later on in one of the verses it will come. So it's a Chid Roop. When we say Chit, that is a deeper part of the mind. When we say Chid, that is different. So this is a Chid Roop, the spiritual nature of us. So we are pure consciousness. And this pure consciousness is the one which is giving the light to all the inert part of us. And we are a witness of all the experiences of the body, mind, and intellect. And you're always different from it. So he says, understanding this, you go about happily. Be happy about it. That's what, to me, I think the way I see it, he's blessing us. That if you can live a life like this, my blessings are with you. Be happy. Because that's what gurus always do. When they bless us, what do they say? Be happy. So Astavakra ji is saying the same thing. Be happy. How? By recognizing this, experiencing this. Okay. So now let's look at next one. Number 5. Rag, Dvesh. Yes.
Sorry, this is Manju. So it was Kartapan and Bhoktapan and Mamta, and what was the fourth thing?
Ahamta. Ahamta.
Ahamta. Me
Ahamta means
mine.
I am. Mamta means mine. Right? When we say that mother has a mamta, that means mother thinks the child is mine. And that's where all the problems start. Yeah. Mother forgets that child has been sent to the mother by that Almighty, that you can guide the child. You can take care of the child. You can do God's work. That's why they say God cannot be everywhere in a physical form. God sends the mothers. Do God's work. But we forgot. We started getting attached to the children.
So Ahamta would be my.
Ahamta will be mine. Amta will be I. Aham.
Yes, right.
And Mamta will be mine.
Mine, right. Okay. Thank you.
Bhogta will be enjoyership. And Karta means doership.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hershi, can you say this these Sanskrit lines one more time? I just wanted to hear. The ones that you just
yeah. Number 4, right?
Yeah.
Number 4. Na tvam deha na te deha bhogta karta na va bhavan chid rupa asi sada sakshi nirpeksha sukham char. Got it? Yeah. Number 5. Rag dvesho manodharmo na manate kadachana nirvikalpa asi bodhatma nirvikara sukham char. See, again he is using the same last words, sukham char. Char means roam. That's what char means. Even in brahmachar, don't we see that brahmacharya word? Char means roam. Roam in the Brahm. That's what brahmacharya means. Because Brahm is everywhere. So think about Brahm all the time. So rag dvesha, passion and aversion. Rag and dvesh. So rag means passion, it means attachment also, and dvesh means aversion. Manodharmo, qualities of mind. Na means not, mana mind, te means your, kadachan ever. Nirvikalpaha, free from fluctuations. Asi means are bodh atma, intelligence itself. Nirvikaraha, changeless. Sukham char, sukham is happily, char means go about. Passions and adversaries are the qualities of the mind. So rag and dvesh, they are qualities of the mind. And we are not the mind. The mind is never yours. Intelligence itself, you are intelligence itself. You are both Atma. We are not talking about intellect over here. We are talking about the both. So you are intelligence itself, free from all fluctuations and changeless. You go about happily. So again, he's just bringing our mind to all those which fluctuate our mind. All the mental stuff which is called passions, the lusts, the likes and the dislikes, the joys and the sorrows, they all fluctuate our mind. So he said they belong to the man ke dharam hai wo, manodharma, and you are not the mind. You are a pure infinite consciousness. That's what Bodhatma means. You are the illuminator of them all. You are not the mind. So you are beyond all restlessness of the mind. See, identification with the wrong equipment puts us into that trouble. We forget who we are. So he's reminding us that you are the consciousness that illumines the mind. Stay detached from it. You are the illuminator. You are beyond the restlessness of the mind. You are always blissful, changeless. See, nirvikar, there can never be a change in you. There can never be any fluctuation in you. Knowing this, be happy, he says. Okay, sukham chara. Sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam, sarvabhutani cha atmani.
Hi, Hersh. This is Raj. Sorry to interrupt on the last one. Just doing number 5. They have translated both Atma as intelligence itself.
Yeah.
That is not correct. It should be consciousness.
Yeah, it is. It should be a consciousness itself. Yeah. In English, sometimes very hard to pinpoint. So yeah. So it really means Atma.
Yeah, Atma sounds correct, but intelligence, you would think, becomes a function of intellect.
Yes. Intellect is again inert and it gets the power from the Atma. So you're right. You can just cross it out. Yeah. Put that consciousness itself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bodh Atma. Okay. Sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam, sarvabhutani cha atmani, vigyaya nirahankara nirmama, tvam sukhi bhav. Sarvabhuteshu, in all beings. Cha means and, atmanam, self. Sarvabhutani, all beings. Cha means and, atmani, in the self. Vigyaye, vigyaye means realizing. Nirahankara, free from I-ness. Nirmama, free from mindness. Tvam means you, sukhi bhav, be happy. Realizing the self in all beings. And all beings in the self. Free from I-ness and free from mindness. May you be happy. So again, he is mentioning the twin expressions of the ego. I-ness and mindness. the arrogance of the individuality in our heart constantly pumping. So he says, remove that. Transcend the ego if you want to transcend all the sorrows. Because all the sorrows are created by the ego actually. From this I-ness and my-ness. Somebody else is sick and dying. No sorrow in us. But the minute we find out that, oh, it was my friend or my relative, sorrow starts to come. Minus, I-ness. Stock market can go down. But if we know that we invested in that particular funds, our heart fails. Mine. And the other way around too. So all the fluctuations are because of this I-ness and my-ness. So that's why he is taking us towards the highest state of realization where the sense of ego has totally ended. He says, Sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam. Exactly same words Lord Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. You can check me. Chapter 6, verse number 29. And I'm sure some of you remember what the title of the chapter 6 is too. Right? How many of you know? You don't have to tell me, just raise your hands. Be truthful though. Yes. Okay. Chapter 6. Sarvabhutastha atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani. Ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samdarshana. With the mind harmonized by yoga, he sees the self abiding in all beings and all beings in the self. He sees the same everywhere. When there's a oneness, then there's no question about arrogance. There's a oneness between my right hand and the left hand. It's part of one body. My right hand is stronger than my left hand. My right hand doesn't feel any arrogance that I'm stronger than the left. So oneness, the same if we can just spread it outside also. See, just like in our family we do that, family members. That's what's called close-knit family. They say blood is thicker than water and all those kind of words which have come about. But Lord Krishna and this Rishi Astavakra is taking us beyond the blood level, at the soul level. Same soul, same God in everybody. And outside the same too. This is only then you know, otherwise you don't know. So that's why Sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani. So in Gita it says Sarvabhutastham atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani. Exactly same words. So recognizing your oneness with the whole cosmos. Bhuteshu doesn't mean the human beings. It means anybody, the entire creation. No matter where it is. So recognizing your oneness with the whole cosmos, you release your tensions or conflicts. Because me and mine, or mine and yours, causes conflicts. My body is better than yours. My mind is sharper than yours. My intellect, my degrees are better than yours. It was me and mine. When we rise above it, there's no conflict, there's no agitation, there's no arrogance. Oneness. He says, be happy then. May you be happy. Then he says, Vishwam Safurti Yatra Idam Taranga Iv Sagre Tatutvam Evna Sandeha Chinnamurte Vijwara Bhav. Vishwam, a universe. Safurti, manifested. See, Safurna word we use often in a common Hindi language. Okay, it's like a manifested, come about. Yatra means in which, idam means this. Yes, Poonam, you have a question? No? Taranga, waves. Iv means like, sagre in the ocean. Tat means that. Tvam means you. Ev means indeed. Na sandeha, no doubt. Chinmurte, pure intelligence. Vijvaraha, free from fever. Bhav means be. O you, pure intelligence. In you, the universe manifests itself like waves in the ocean. Be you free from the fever of the mind. Vijvara, fever of the mind. Fever of the mind means fluctuation of the mind. In fever, what happens? We become, it's like a shivers come. Okay, so that's what he says, free from the fever. Okay, so this Tattvam, this is one of the Vedic commandments. I'm sure you all know that. Tattvam Asi. So this is what Tattvam, that's what he's mentioning. Tattvam Asi. That thou art. So this Rishi Astavakra is instructing us that you are that from which the whole illusory world has risen up. Play for a while, you are playing, but remember you are only playing. Learn how to swim in it. Don't drown into it. Because if you drown, that's where all the sorrows come. See, just like the ocean, in the ocean, the waves come and go. So you are that Chinmurta, the pure consciousness. You got to realize your real nature, which is the pure light of the consciousness. The outer worldly objects by themselves cannot bring any agitations, and which he mentioned over here, the fevers to the mind. The mind cannot oscillate, they don't have the power. When you stop seeing who you are, only then you get agitated. It is our desire to possess, desire to enjoy the sense objects. That's where we lend our power to those objects. And those objects, we think that those objects are giving us the fever. Otherwise, objects don't have the power to give us the fever. But we forget who we are. When the desires have ended, the mind suffers no more any feverish excitement. And there's no terrifying situations. Mind becomes calm and serenely happy. Then in the next one, he says, number 8, Shraddhasva bhotat shraddhasva na atra moham kurushva jnana savarupa bhagwan atmaha tam prakrite para. Shraddhasva, have faith. Bhotat means, oh son. And again, Shraddhasva. Na means not, atra means in this, moham is delusion, kurushva, make. Jnana savarupaha, knowledge itself. Bhagwan, Lord. Atma, self. Tvam means you. Prakriti, para. Prakriti means the nature. Para means beyond. Beyond nature. Have faith, my son. Have faith. Even though Rishi Astavakra is a small boy, it's not from a biological age. He is looking at Raja Janak because he is a guru, and Raja Janak, even though he is an elderly person, he is the student. So student is always a son or a daughter from a different point of view. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with the physical age. We have seen in our scriptures, Kapil Muni, he was a son and he became a guru of his own mother. Kapil Muni is the one founder of the Sankhya philosophy. There have been many, many examples like that in the history. So over here, Astavakra, small boy, and he's calling King Janaka, my son. Have faith, my son, have faith. Have no delusion about it. Na atra moham kurushva. You are knowledge itself. You are the Lord. You are the self. You are beyond nature. So Poonam, this is another one for you to memorize. Sounds so beautiful. I think all these verses, they are simple enough and they are meaningful enough and they can easily be memorized and sung also. Beautiful poetry. So in Bhagavad Gita, again, chapter 4, and I'm sure some of you know what the title of chapter 4 is too. Verse number 39. Lord Krishna used the same words, Shraddha. He says, Shraddhavan labte jnanam tat para sanyat indriya. He said, a person who is full of faith, who is devoted to it, and who has subdued the senses. What happened to them? Jnanam labdva param shantim achiren adhigacchati. What happens to that person? He obtains this knowledge. And having obtained knowledge, he goes along to the supreme peace. Shanti. Param Shanti. Param Shanti. But first we have to have a Shraddha. But we must understand what Shraddha is. Shraddha. Or what the exact import of Shraddha is. Because normally we call it a faith. Because there's no other equivalent term in English than faith. But so many generations have been abused by the organized religions, if I can say here, in the world. By using this word faith, they say, have faith, don't ask questions. If you ask questions, you don't have a faith. I have heard that from many people, not just one or two people, many people. So that's not a faith which Astavakra is talking about, or the faith or the Shraddha which Lord Krishna is talking about. It's not a blind belief or blind faith we are talking about over here. Because if it's a blind faith, it has a very unhealthy control over the intellect which cannot question. According to the Vedic way of learning, we are supposed to investigate, we are supposed to understand by using our intellect. And asking the questions to understand properly is encouraged. In Vivek Chudamani, we learned The Shraddha is the ability of the human intellect in educating itself through study and direct, diligent inquiry. Shastrasya Guru Vakasya Satya Buddhyav Dharanam.
Can you go slowly so we can write this one? Shraddha
okay.
is the ability.
Yeah, the ability of the human intellect in educating itself through study and direct, diligent inquiry. Okay, this is what Adi Shankaracharya ji is saying in this verse. Because he's saying, he says, Shastrasya Guru Vakasya Satya Buddhi Eva Dharanam Sa Shraddha. So this is the definition of a Shraddha. Sa Shraddha Kathita Sat Bhiryaha Vastu Uplabhyate. So in other words, he says the spirit of faith, the Shraddha, by which an individual understands the exact import of the scriptures or the scriptural texts, that's a Shastrasya, as well as the words of a Guru. Guru Vakasya.
Please again, Hersh, the second part. Please.
The spirit of faith or the spirit of Shraddha is by which an individual understands the exact import of the scriptural texts, as well as the words of the Guru.
Can you please one more time, please? Spirit of Shraddha by which individual understands
the exact import of the scriptural texts, as well as the words of the Guru, by which alone the reality of things become manifestly clear.
By which alone the
reality of things become manifestly clear. So clarity comes. So we have to have a Shraddha in order to have the clarity. See, if a Guru is saying something and it's not clear to us, to ask questions and but ultimately have faith in Guru's words. So in short,
thank you.
Faith is a belief in what I don't know at this moment. Right? Something we don't know, having faith that I may come to know what I merely believe in. This is faith.
So we need the faith till we experience it ourselves.
Exactly. So faith, faith means, faith, ultimately we are supposed to experience it.
Yeah.
Guru will never say, the scriptures will never say, I have seen God. You just believe in it, that's it. They say, no, have faith in me and do what I'm telling you, then day will come when you will experience it too.
Okay, even if we don't reach that state of being one with God, but if I hear from you that don't be attached to your children, otherwise you will get sorrow. That I can experience within my own little lifetime right now, right here. Still I experience it. I have to take your word for it that this is how it's going to be. You'll suffer if you have mamta. You're going to be unhappy if you have mamta.
That's
so
right.
That I can experience, right? That's what faith means.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah. So he is telling us a utter need for maintaining our brilliant inquiry. Inquiry has to be there. There's nothing wrong in having the inquiry. But have an alert intellect and mind. These are the tools which we are using to experience what ultimately he is taking us towards. Okay, so without faith, see, we got to have a faith in ourselves also. We got to have a faith in what we are studying also. We got to have a faith in the teacher also. So in ourselves also we got to have the faith that I can do it. Lot of people, they just give up before even starting. No, we cannot do it. Or they don't have a faith in the teacher, or they don't have a faith in the teachings. Yeah, I think it's about time. Let me just wrap this one up, and then we will end this class. Somehow, I think Thursday hour is short, right? This goes by so fast. We are all enjoying this. We look forward to our Thursday's meetings.
Also Wednesday.
Wednesday goes back fast too. Okay, all right. So, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad we got the opportunity to meet every day, though. You know, learn different things. So, Rishi Vashishta talked about Shraddha. Lord Krishna talked about Shraddha. Over here, Rishi Astavakra is talking about Shraddha. So Shraddha is a quality which we have, but Shraddha in what? And are we supposed to just keep our intellect closed? No. That's why I said it's an inquiry with the help of the intellect. So that's why this definition that faith is a belief in what I don't know at this moment, so that I may come to know what I merely believe in today. Scripture says, God says, Guru says that God is everywhere. There's no place where God is not. I have not experienced it, but having faith in the Guru's words and keep on doing what I'm doing so that I may see God the way my Guru sees God. We don't want to just leave it there. My Guru saw it, that's good enough for me. No, no Guru will say that. I'm talking about the Satgurus. Okay, they'll say that no, we are together on this. I'll guide you, I'll teach you, you do the practice, and you will see God the way I see it. Okay? So, but the mind has to be agitationless. That's why let me end the class with this particular verse from some Upanishad. Yatum chanchaltahinam tan mano amritam uchyate tadev cha tapa shastra siddhante moksha uchyate. That mind which is agitationless, that is immortality. That alone is a tapa. Tadev cha tapa. We believe in doing the tapa, austerity, but what is austerity? In the sense where mind becomes agitationless. This is what they call liberation, according to this Upanishad. Tadev cha tapa shastra siddhante moksha uchyate. So right now, if you want to feel that we are living as a liberated person, keep an eye on your mind. Is it agitationless? Is it clear? Is it calm? That's the only thing we got to do actually.
Hersh, but one time, can you kindly give
Sanskrit one or Sanskrit or
no, the English.
Okay. The mind which is agitationless. Chanchalatahinam. It's a very simple Sanskrit verse. So that mind which is agitationless, that is immortality. Amritam uchyate. So we talk about Amrit, we talk about immortality. He says that mind which is agitationless, that is immortality. That alone is a tapa. This is what they call moksha. So, in a very simple words, in a very direct way, this Rishi is telling us what moksha is, what tap is, what do we need to do. First of all, stop blaming somebody else for the agitations of your mind. I have heard from people, oh, why did God created all this? God did not create all this so that you get agitated. We blame God. Beautiful creation, and we think that God put us in here to get agitated. We got to have our facts together. Why did he create? That's why I tell you, when you meet him, then fight with him. Why did he create? He created so that we can enjoy, not get agitated, not get attached, not drown, but learn how to swim in it beautifully. Okay, so let's stop it here. You can ask more questions afterwards too. But today, Fagune, she's one of the students for some time in our classes in Oakbrook. So she would like to sing some Shiva's bhajan. So please listen to her and try to meditate on it. And Urmil, before you leave, I like to talk to you. If, okay. You don't have to leave right now, do you? Okay. So after her bhajan, then I just need to talk to you. Yes. Okay. Fagna.
I'm going to sing the Nirvana Shatakam. You can
Sure.
hear me by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. मनोबुद्धि अहंकार चित्तानि नाहं न चक्षुश्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थो न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोजं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुर्व्याप्त सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Maybe you
Very
and Poonam
nice.
can sing it
मुझे
together. That is Poonam's favorite too. Yeah.
मतलब करना